3, and we're live. Welcome, guys. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to explore all about Solana, and basically, I've been working on quite a few projects on blockchain, especially using Solana, and I thought it's a good chance for me to actually put that into a proper podcast where others can also get benefit from it. Like the whole goal of this podcast or stream is to make people understand what Solana is, and this is especially for web developers and how they can actually leverage Web3. So let's just dive in. Okay, let's go. Few things. First of all, guys, what is Solana? Solana is a blockchain, as we all know, and the point where it differs from the rest of the blockchain is in terms of speed. Like it's very fast, and in terms of comparison, you can say like Solana is around third or fourth most fastest, like after Sui app and Aptos. Solana is basically one of the fastest blockchain. The reason for people why many developers are moving to Solana is because of the, I would say, the drawbacks in the Ethereum and the gas fees and the network congestion and the way it is programmed. The whole infrastructure that what right now Ethereum is offering is basically outdated, and Solana is basically taking the lead here in terms of if you say right now one of the biggest community for developers is basically for blockchain is said to be Solana's community, and they're right because you need to understand few things there. Solana itself is very powerful, and you can actually build lots of amazing decentralized applications using Solana, and it's much easier as it seems because let's start with some myth busters. That is going to be blockchain. Most of the people, when they say blockchain, they would basically confuse development with topics like where they can actually formalize things, and I mean it's more like a buzzword, guys. It's not just it's not that difficult, and to be honest, if you personally ask me, we should only look at the end result, that is the end product that we're building, and that where our focus should be. So it should solve a problem. So every technology that we use is basically a tool, not more than that, and the purpose of using these technology is to make us achieve something. So to dive in, so basically you guys, I'm not going to go too much into what blockchain is and how it works. It's going to be all about Solana. If you're a programmer, this can be really beneficial for you. So first of all, let's dive in into a few concepts in Solana. Solana has this programming mechanism where we have accounts, programs, some instructions, and transactions. What is an account? So account in simple word is basically a space in a blockchain. It's like where you normally can hold data in simple words. So imagine an account is basically a reference of your space within that cluster or within that blockchain, and that can have other things within that. I mean, like you can actually put files, you can put smart contracts, all of it within your account. So account is like a space in a blockchain that you hold. So that's the first thing. So for example, um, so like you have some Solana balance and everything, even your wallet, it's all connected to your account, right? So accounts are basically the main, I would say, the building blocks of the programming mechanism in Solana. Coming back to program, I know the program word seems a little buzz there, but it's basically same as smart contracts, and a program is basically you can say like a smart contract on Solana, and yeah. So these are stateless, which is the very important. That means you can read and write to other accounts, but they can be executed in parallel. And programs are like, so you can say it's like a serverless function that can be executed within that blockchain to achieve your whatever logic that you have put in there. So in order to basically change anything within that program, you need to be the owner of that account. Like so a program lies where within an account, and in order to basically make any change, you must be the owner of that account. It's more like you must have, for example, you have storage, right? So you have an S3 storage, and if you are the owner, you can actually modify it, change it. Otherwise, the rest of the guys, they can just read it, right? So that's one thing. um, so what does program actually do? So they process instructions. What are instructions? Instructions are more like, I would say, the real execute. So the instructions basically act as the you can say like some basically they are messages that can be executed within the that can basically execute a program. So it's like an instruction of a program. So for example, I want to run a program and I want to pass in some properties, right? So it's like passing in properties within that instructions, and that program instruction will basically invoke that program. And at the result, what that program would do is basically it will come up with more like a transaction. Okay, now coming towards the transactions. So transactions. So for example, you have an account, and within that account, like we already were discussing. So we have an account, and within that account is the program, and you want to execute that program, right? So you wrote some program instructions, which are basically set of properties. Like in React, you're basically passing in process. You can say it's basically just properties. So you just pass those properties via program instructions to that program, and at the result, what this program does is basically it executes a transaction. So a transaction is basically so everything in blockchain is account, right? So at the end of the day, you want to modify something, maybe your own account or somebody else account, right? So it's like modifying uh, uh, the 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 accounts for on within the blockchain. So the way it is done is that the transaction is created. A transaction is a result of a program that is the execution of that program. So some takeaways: programmers invoked by instructions, and instructions are sent via transactions. Transactions are atomic. Transaction must be signed. So by signing, it means it must be signed by a validator. Okay, so basically I draw up a small map where to make all of us understand what does this mean for a developer. So first of all, Solana has this npm package called Solana slash web3, and I would say like it is definitely is really helpful, and it makes everything easier to interact with web3 using Solana. And I think you have everything there, like from SPL to wallet. Yeah. So I think I missed one of the topic, which is basically about wallet. What are wallets in blockchain? Um, so blockchain, you can say like not typically blockchain. I would say like in Solana, basically, wallet is basically your account, right? So for example, whenever you create any wallet on blockchain, for example through MetaMask, through Phantom or Solflare or any other big players like Trust Wallet. So what happened is it basically you are occupying a space within the blockchain, and you're opening an account there. So account is like a space. So you basically created a space, and you are the owner of that space. And based upon your private key and that the secret phrase normally which people forget and lose lots of money. So those are the key information to basically unlock that account. You opened up an account, and in that account you basically have you can actually put things and take things. For example, I want to put Solana there. Maybe I want to put USDC there in my account, or maybe I want to send things from my account to another. So basically, that actually is a definition of an account. However, You can also store other things more than just you can also store, I mean, like more than just tokens. And um, you can actually store smart contracts, which is programs, and you can actually execute them. And when you execute them through front end, the whole life cycle is something like this. Yeah, so I try to not go into too much detail, because this is the first of many series that I'm gonna be releasing, and we're gonna discuss lots of, like, not just discuss, we're really going to code. What I'm gonna use is I'm gonna build through Next.js. I'm gonna use the top tools that are available. So few of the applications that I've been working on, as I would say, like more like a test project, is like I created this meme coin creator. This coin creator is basically very simple, and you can actually create your own token, an SPL token. I'll explain that later, what is an SPL token in Solana as well. So this was a test application I did to understand exactly how Solana works. So you can say, with cool animations, and then it turned out to be a very nice project, and I got people backing it, like good people. So, for example, we have the Meme Creator Academy, stuff like that. Anyways, I'm not just gonna waste. Let's move back to the topic. Um, Decentralized applications. For example, you're a web developer, right? You want to do what on blockchain? You need to understand what you actually can do. So I'm just gonna write it down for you to basically go through things that can be done on blockchain. What can you build, right? What can you build? And let's start. What actually can you build is, for example, you might want to build. I think the first thing you want to build is maybe mint a token on blockchain Solana, right? So that means creating a small cryptocurrency coin on blockchain and deploying it through Next.js, through React. What else you can do is you can actually create a DEX exchange, a very simple one, where you can swap tokens uh, through your app, right? And if we move forward, like, what else can be done here is like, so there are endless possibilities, I would say. Like, it's not just one or two things. We can actually do a lot here, and when I say lot, I mean it. Like, we can have a more controlled over, for example, you want to transfer your token to another account. Very simple. These are not, I would say, like real use cases. These are more like crypto use cases. So I'm just gonna. These are very basic. So you need to start with these, and then you can actually move towards, for example, staking, finance application. Then you can actually create more, like maybe you wanna say NFT generator or minter. And what else you can do here is, like, for example, you can even create campaigns, crowdfunding application, real estate. There's a lot of possibilities, but for the sake of the topic, the video that I'm gonna be working on is gonna be more about financial applications, because my background is basically from DeFi space, fintech, and I'm gonna mainly target. Basically, I'm going to move towards those financial applications, and I would try to solve problems that can actually be of real use case. And we are going to release these projects, not just play around. So we are going to release these projects. So dApp application, right? So a dApp application, for example, you know how to build a React application. I just showed you a React application here. This is the Next.js application, and it's all front end, right? But when I press this button, what I'm going to do is I have these values that I'm gonna pass in to basically run a program within my blockchain, and that is going to create a transaction. So what does it program do? It's a minter program. It actually mints a token for me, an SPL token, and we can actually verify it on the blockchain as well. So yeah, that's for the starters, I think. And once you send a transaction, a program is executed, and in terms that program basically modifies an account, and that's how it works. So this was a very small overview. I'm also, I won't say like I'm very expert in this, but I have been going in depth and trying to explore as much as I can, and I want to share this not just for the public as well. It's for me to, so that I can actually understand what these things are, and to have a better understanding of Web3. Because I've worked with Sai, I've worked with ERC, but I'm just want to move towards more in depth with Solana, and I want you guys to understand, because I couldn't find much help on web because it's all about tokens, it's all about meme coins. Nobody talks about development. I'm not saying there are very good content out there, but it's very limited. So I felt like we should start contributing towards the education part, and that's where I come in. Thank you guys. Subscribe to my channel. This is just the start, and next time what we are going to do is we're going to build these applications live.